Everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Garth Swanson. It's Friday, and you know what's better? It's Labor Day weekend, and there is so much happening to tell you about in this TGIF edition of our show, including helping Hurricane Harvey victims. We'll tell you when and where you can donate today. Also ahead, Seattle Refined has your backstage pass to the unofficial end of summer. We're talking about Bumbershoot. We have a preview of the hot performers getting ready to hit the stage. Plus, a big announcement for our Refined Reads Book Club members and a very special guest to help us deliver the exciting news. And it is the final countdown to check out the one-of-a-kind Terracotta Warriors. This is the coolest thing I've seen in a long time. Find out how long until it is gone for good. All right, it is Labor Day weekend, as I mentioned, and as you know, that means Bumbershoot is here in Seattle, ready to rock and roll. The summer concert series has been around, get this, for 45 years, and the performances are only getting better. Kicking things off to tell us all about the great performances that you can expect. Of course, this is Jay Cox with AEG, and I know you've been a busy guy probably for the last 9-10 months getting everything ready to go, right?
Pretty much since September 4th of last year.
So let's talk a little bit about the performance, because it's all about the music, but you got food there, you got clothing, you're doing a lot of stuff this year, but you got some cool bands coming in like Lorde, right?
Lorde, Weezer, Solange, Odessa, Flume, The Roots. I'm originally from Philadelphia, so I'm really excited to see them. Then you have Dude York, who's a great local band. Filthy Friends, which if you're any REM fans out there, Peter Buck, and some members of Sleater Kinney are in that band, so I'm pretty excited to see them.
Yeah, so how difficult is it to get a band to sign on to Bumbershoot, because they're all so busy? How long does it take, and when do you start trying to corral these guys?
It's a year-long process, so I mean, they're working on next year's festival already. The booking agents are already working on that, so it's like a store that never closes.
So you mentioned Weezer. That's a big-time band. Talk a little bit about Weezer, because they're always fun to watch.
Yeah, they were at the club recently at the Showbox. They put on a really great show. People know almost every song, so the whole audience is singing along the whole time, and that's always good to be in that crowd.
And then one of the big ones you have coming in is Hain, right?
Yep, and everyone's very excited to see them. A lot of the performers pick their favorite artist, and a lot of the people pick them, so that should be a pretty crowded stage that day.
And then you guys always seem to have just the right mix of different bands coming in, so it's not just all rock and roll, it's not all folk life, it's a nice mix.
Yeah, and that's what Bumbershoot's always been about having all different kinds of music. So really young kids can be there, really old people can be there, and for anyone that's been at Bumbershoot, you sort of see all ages there all the time, and that's the beauty of that festival.
Yeah, and of course Solange is going to be here too, and that's a big one too. Talk about that.
That is a big draw. A lot of people are excited for that. I think most of the emails and phone calls I'm getting are, can you get me to meet her? And the answer is no, so if anyone still hasn't emailed me by now, please don't. I can't make it happen, I'm so sorry.
And then she performs on what day?
Sunday.
On Sunday night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got Jay Gregory, a local guy, coming the way, and that's really cool too and special.
Yeah. He played, we partner with Nordstrom, and they gave us the Santa window this year, and there's a whole Bumbershoot display that will be up until the 5th, and Joe kicked it off by playing inside the window. And he's a pretty great local artist, born and raised here in Seattle, and it's always been his dream to play Bumbershoot. I believe Bumbershoot was his first concert he ever went to.
Yeah, I mean, just the lineup. I cannot wait for this to start. It is so cool. All right, but it's not just about music. I mean, tell me about the shirt you have on, my friend.
This is one of the Bumbershoot merchandise items we will be selling. A nice little button down with a lot of Seattle icons on it. I have to return this afterwards. I don't get to keep this one, but they will be for sale all weekend. And we have roll out a ton of new merch from what we had last year.
So a ton of merchandise and also a ton of food. So you don't want to put this shirt on and then go eat a bunch of food because you'll probably spill on it, right? What's some of the food you guys have coming?
Dan Buggy from Matt's in the Market and Radiator Whiskey and White Swan has put together a program we call B Eats, play on Bumbershoot. He's brought in a large amount of really great restaurants in Seattle, and they're going to be serving up food to the public all weekend long, really upping the game from what people think of festival food, from cotton candy or alligator on a stick or corn on the cob. Buggy's taking it to the next level. And he used to be a Pike Place fish guy.
Yeah, I remember.
And so he has a really great local roots and has brought in some great places.
So are you going to have the alligator?
Yeah.
It's a big hit, isn't it?
That and cotton candy sort of go back and forth, mixed flavors. It's really good.
All right, thanks, Jay.
Thank you.
There, my man.
Appreciate it.
Have fun. I know you're busy, so get out of here.
Thank you.
No, hang tight for just a minute. All right. Hey, for more information about Bumbershoot and who's playing where and when, check out our website, SeattleRefind.com. Also kicking off today, the Washington State Fair. You talk about some crazy food. Are you ready to party? It's 20 days of delicious food, wild rides, great entertainment, and it's all happening in Puyallup. I'm heading down after the show, and I can't wait to show you everything I find. And here, listen to this, some impressive new items on the menu like Cajun kangaroo sausage and Manchurian scorpions. And that's some nice bacon I was eating last year. Oh, that's such good stuff. I went down the line there. Oh, it was good. And it's a big day for all you Husky fans out there. The season officially kicks off today at Rutgers. It's also a bittersweet season as we say goodbye to the voice of the Huskies, Bob Rondo. When the season wraps up, he'll turn off his microphone and he's going to retire. The words "Touchdown Washington" will never be the same. We recently spoke with Bob about his retirement, and he said it's a decision he says he made on his own.
I always knew I would get to a place where I would know, and I wanted to be sure that's how it happened. I didn't want to have to be told it was time to go, and I certainly didn't want to overstay my welcome.
Man, you got to love this guy. This will be Bob's 37th football season at UW, making him the second longest running play-by-play radio broadcaster in the Pac-12. Tonight's game at Rutgers kicks off at 5 o'clock. All right, Seattle Refined is just getting started. Coming up, how you can join us in lending a helping hand to victims of Hurricane Harvey in Texas. But first, big news for you bookworms out there. Seattle Refined will be right back. Welcome back to Seattle Refined in our special TGIF edition. It's not a Friday show without Refined.com managing editor Britt Thorson, who always has her finger on the pulse on what's going down in our great city here. So what's happening today? But let me call a timeout here real quick.
Terracotta
Warriors. Yeah, Terracotta Warriors.
Yes, you stole the words right out of my mouth. So everyone, you guys know how much we love this new exhibit. Well, I guess it's not a new exhibit at Pacific Science Center anymore. In fact, the whole reason we're talking about it is because this is your last weekend to see it. And then it's leaving. You guys, this is an outstanding exhibit over at the Seattle Pacific Science Center. Over 100 artifacts, over 2,000 years old.
I've been there 4 times. I'm not kidding you. I've been there 4 times because it is so fascinating.
I know, I've probably been there 2, so I've got to get 2 more in this weekend. But check it out. We've got all the information on our website and on Pacific Science Center's website. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see these warriors. So if you're in the Seattle area this weekend and you kind of want some fun Labor Day plans, get out of the heat, this is highly suggested.
Yeah. All right, so I'm on the website yesterday just kind of rooting around. And what is, I thought it was a fake story, this kangaroo thing.
No fake news on Seattle Refined.
That's right.
But no, okay, so how many years have you lived in Seattle?
25.
And I've lived here about the same, and I had no idea that there is a kangaroo farm in Arlington, Washington.
Look at that guy.
The Outback Kangaroo Farm is right over there in Arlington, and we sent our photographer, Sai, out to see. He said it was one of the coolest things ever. He actually got to pet them. They offer tours of kangaroos and exotic animals, like alpacas, flying squirrels, peacocks, and wallaroos.
And you can pet them and do all that stuff?
I mean, there's a couple that are often like the petting zoo area, quote unquote, that you can go and hang out with. But I love the Pacific Northwest. There's a kangaroo farm here. Enough said.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I just love those kangaroos. All right, we have the Seahawks are kicking off the season. The real season next week, but man, if you want to have dinner on the 50, what's going on with that?
Well, this was an event that happened on Tuesday. I was lucky enough to go, and I actually got to interview Cliff Averill and Bobby Wagner. I actually got on Cliff Averill's Instagram, which I feel like makes me kind of famous, right? But these guys were at an event called Dinner on the 50, which was hosted by American Express, which is their credit card partner.
They're not having fun, I can tell.
They're not having fun at all, but you guys, literally we had dinner on the 50-yard line at Safeco Field. It's unreal. Tickets sold out in like 5 minutes. Bobby and Cliff just kind of walked around and talked to people, kind of answered fan questions, gave us a little bit of intel. Obviously, it's a huge deal for us to be on the 50-yard line, but for them, it's just like another day of practice.
And what kind of food were they serving?
Oh, there was like fish, there was salmon, there was beef, pork.
Oh, they had the whole gamut.
Yeah, it was like a 4-course meal because it's supposed to be like the 4 courses of football.
Yeah, it was like training camp.
Yeah,
that's what the football players
We're right there on the field, and the Seahawks are talking to us. Bobby and Cliff are hilarious. Check out Facebook if you want to see our interview. They just made fun of me the entire interview, which I was fine with.
All right.
It was awesome.
All right, Britt, it's the first day of September, and for our Refined Reads Book Club members, it's a pretty important day, right?
That is right. Today is the day that we announce what book we'll be reading in partnership with the University Bookstore. And this month, we're excited to tell you we'll be reading George and Lizzie, a novel by Nancy Pearl. But That's not all. Look who we have here in the studio with us. This is the first time. Author Nancy Pearl. Nancy, we are so excited to read George and Lizzie next month. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
I'm thrilled, and I'm thrilled that you're going to be reading George and Lizzie.
So tell us a little bit about what we can expect this month at George and Lizzie.
Well, the novel is about the two title characters, George and Lizzie. It begins when they meet and follows their relationship for about 10 years. They're very different from one another. They do get married, but they approach life in totally different ways. So George is the ultimate optimist. Not everything is an opportunity for growth, he says. Lizzie, on the other hand, is a pathological pessimist. And
I know people like that.
Yeah, right. I share a little bit of that with Lizzie, I have to say.
Yeah.
It's not autobiographical, Britt, so don't.
I zoomed in there. I was like, are you Lizzie?
Don't come to any conclusions like that. It's really, I think, an intimate look at what makes marriages work or not.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun to write.
Let me ask you this question. As an author, does this just come to you in the middle of the night, or how do you come up with an idea to come up with a book and start writing?
How did you know that, Gard? These two characters, George and Lizzie, came to me one night while I was lying in bed trying to fall asleep. And I'm not kidding.
Really?
No way. I thought that was going to be a joke.
No. And I never thought I would write a novel. I mean, I'd written these nonfiction books about good books to read. But George came into my head. I mean, I knew who he was. I knew his name was George. Lizzie came into my head. I knew where they met. They meet at a bowling alley in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Yeah.
I knew how they met. I mean, the specific, very funny circumstances.
Did you
Don't
wake
give
up?
it away.
Yeah. Did you wake up your husband? I got this great idea. Wake up, honey.
Yeah, right.
We got to jot this down right now.
Yeah.
Well, we are so excited, and I have to tell you guys, usually our book clubs are a great time, and September's book club is going to be even better, not just because of the great book, but Nancy, you're actually going to be joining us at our September discussion, September 29th. So if you haven't come to a Refined Reads discussion yet, this is the one to come to. All information on our website, and go pick up George and Lizzie when it opens on Tuesday.
Yeah. And is this unprecedented? I don't know if we've ever had an author on our show on a Friday.
I feel smarter already.
I do too. So Nancy, if I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm calling you first if I have an idea.
Yeah,
Is that
but
right?
I'm not going to share mine with you.
Okay.
You poor thing. You poor thing.
All right, Nancy, thanks so much for joining us. And Britt, always a pleasure to have you on Friday.
Thanks, Gard.
And thanks for bringing your friend
Gard.
in. We've got to have her on again.
Yay!
All right, thank you, ladies. All right, we'd love for you to join our Refined Reads book club. Just go to seattlerefined.com/refinereads and sign up. And we can't wait to hear what you think about George and Lizzie. It's a great book. Our next discussion is set for Friday, September 29th at University Bookstore. Coming up on Seattle Refined, helping communities in need following the devastating aftermath of Hurricane Harvey. How you can help Texas from right here in Seattle. We'll explain when we come back. Welcome back to Refined. On our website right now, photos of nearly 40 dogs flown to Seattle from Texas earlier this week following the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey. These animals need good foster homes, and if you're interested in helping care for these animals, all you have to do is contact the Seattle Humane Society or PAWS. They would really love to hear from you. Meantime, in Texas right now, relief efforts are just getting started as tens of thousands of people have been driven from their homes. Now, these images, they are difficult to watch. Look at all the water right there. And there's so many people looking for ways to help. Sinclair Broadcast Group, Como News, and Seattle Refined are teaming up with the Salvation Army in Standing Strong for Texas. And joining us now to talk about the different ways you can help is Captain Jonathan Harvey of the Salvation Army. And no jokes aside, you got the Hurricane Harvey, and your last name is Harvey. You know, you've probably been prodded a little bit and making jokes.
I've taken it a little personally at times, but it's okay.
But all the jokes aside, this is such a serious thing, and the Salvation Army, whenever there are disasters like this, it always seems like the Salvation Army are the first responders, and that's what it was like in Texas, right?
Absolutely. I think one of the keys to that is the fact that the communities that are affected by this are communities that we serve on a day-to-day basis. Many of the people that are reaching out to us for help help today are people that we serve on a regular basis for food and shelter and those types of things.
So where can people donate? What's the best way to do it?
Well, we have this great partnership with Como, and so comonews.com/Harvey is a great way to do that. You can also do that through the Salvation Army's website at helpsalvationarmy.org.
All right, let's say some of our viewers are watching right now and they're going, gosh, I'd love to donate, but oh my gosh, let's say I donate $30. What is that $30 going to go to, and what can I buy?
Well, a $30 gift for a start off is going to make sure that a family gets a food box. They get a food that will last them for a few days. It also provides like a cleanup kit. And many of the homes that people have left are going to need a little bit of work to get them cleaned up again. Obviously, many of the homes are going to need a lot more work, and that's where those larger donations are so incredibly important.
So if someone donates $500, what does that get?
Again, that's going to support one of our mobile canteens, which we have 74 either on-site or en route.
And what's a canteen, real quick? What does that mean?
They're a mobile kitchen. Basically, we can produce about 1,500 meals a day out of a mobile kitchen.
Wow.
And so we'll have the capability, like I say, either en route or on place right now. Over 100,000 meals a day will be able to be produced in that area through those units.
You know, when you hear the Salvation Army is on site at a disaster area, it always is comforting for people. But there are a lot of other people out there that are ripping people off, like with phony places to donate money and in relief efforts. And I guess you have a big warning right now. Please watch what you do and where you send your money, right?
Yeah, we certainly encourage, check out the organizations that you're sending to. You know, Salvation Army, make sure 100% of that gift, there's no administrative fees that are taken off here in Seattle or anything. 100% of that gift is going to go straight to work helping people. So again, check out the organization that you want to give to. Make sure they're reputable, make sure they're doing what they say they're doing.
You guys are doing terrific work down there. I know you've already provided cots, thousands of meals, and again, a lot of comfort for people in need right now down in Texas.
It really is incredible. Watch the images. I was watching a Salvation Army officer on a boat out helping get people rescued from their apartment complex. So There's a lot of work taking place, and it changes by the minute.
Jonathan Harvey, captain at the Salvation Army, you're doing great work. Keep it up. All right, thank you, sir. Hey, you can also give to Hurricane Harvey by ordering a cocktail next Tuesday through Monday at the new Hula Hula on Capitol Hill. 100% of its special hurricane cocktail sales will go to disaster relief in Texas. That's $10 a drink. We'll be right back. But first, in case you missed it, here's how you can donate to help Hurricane Harvey victims and where you can donate. Our hearts go out to Texas, where Hurricane Harvey is turning lives upside down in Houston, Beaumont, Corpus Christi, and all along the Gulf Coast. The images so many miles away are heartbreaking, leaving all of us looking for a way to help. While relief efforts will take time, there's something you can do right now. Sinclair Broadcast Group, Como News, and Seattle Refined are teaming up with the Salvation Army in Standing Strong for Texas. Please join us in raising funds these families desperately need. You can either donate online right now at comonews.com/Harvey or drop off a check at either the Como Studios, the Bellevue Collection, or the Washington State Fair today until 7 p.m. All checks should be made out to Salvation Army Hurricane Harvey. Sinclair Broadcast Group will match donations collected up to $100,000. Sinclair Cares, standing strong for Texas. Here at Seattle Refined, we never get tired of hearing from you. Like us on Facebook, tweet us your story ideas, or shoot us an email telling us what you want to see on the show. You can find our inbox at hello@seattlerefined.com. Seattle Refined will be right back. All right, we are just about finished with this episode of Seattle Refined. As we end the show, here are some of our favorite photos and moments of the week. Have a great Friday and a weekend, and enjoy the holiday.